So one way to evaluate how well a car is handling is to plot the yaw rate versus the steer angle. And if you plot that for a lap or a few laps of data, you get a chart like this. So plot steer angle for the whole lap and you plot yaw rate. And if you had a really perfect handling car, you would just get a nice straight line, because whatever condition you applied a certain steering angle in, you get a certain yaw rate. And that's a perfect handling car. Some people might say, if I drive a rally car, I want it to slide and I want to, drift. We're not talking about those cars here. We're talking about racing cars, which operate on closed circuit race circuits. And usually you don't want to drift cars sideways because you scrub a lot of speed off. That's why you generally don't see racing cars sliding like rally cars or drift cars, because it's not a quick way to go around a track. So in general, your ideal car is this blue line. That doesn't happen in life at all. You get real life is more like the red one, which is a big spread of yaw rate, how much the car is turning or what radius the car is turning around for a given steer angle. And the bigger the spread of this data, the worse the car is handling. So you can start to analyze a car's behavior and say, well, I've made a setup change. Did that make that characteristic better or worse? You'll talk to the driver, but you can say, well, actually, I can see from the data that the yaw rate spread was much less, and therefore it was probably a better handling car. You need to be very careful, because actually a slower car, if you just drive the car slower, it will appear to handle better. And that's always a difficult thing to ascertain. That's one of these things in the data that you don't always have in the data to understand, is just how close to the limit you are. Because if you go over the limit, you can get lots of understeer or oversteer. If you're just under the limit, then you don't get very much. So actually, again, we talked about big data and analyzing machine learning. That's one of the things that the car data doesn't really tell you how close to the limit you got. So there, a green, I've shown what a really good car would look like, which is the green one. Usually your rate will fall off at the limit as you get to steer angle, but ultimately the narrower that envelope for a given lap or few laps of data, the better.